about. I don't know, how do I get this thing turned on? So, AI is awesome. It's stupid. It's going to kill us all. It's going to save us all. It's going to make us all so much richer. So rich that we're never going to need to do anything because all of our needs are going to be taken care of. And that world kind of sucks because what are we going to do with our time? Just to kind of sit around twiddling our thumbs, or worse, going to war and killing each other. That's a little dramatic, except it's, according to many folks, no, where did it go? It's what happens and what one of the greatest causes of war is, youth unemployment, especially amongst men. No worries, no worries. I just want to show you all why AI is terrible and what it thinks of us. Can't do that till the computers let me. Maybe this is why the computer what it thinks of us. You need me to push buttons here? Laptop on.
That's fine. Don't turn it off.
This is when it gets out of control. This is when it has to end.
So I was lamenting the other day all of the things. I'm starting to feel old. I'm in my upper 30s at this point. I'm reaching the point where I'm realizing that the students at the law school level don't know things that I just trust are true that you should know. Go watch Terminator if you haven't. That's a really good movie. Important. You all probably have the same relationship to Arnold Schwarzenegger as I have to Ronald Reagan, which is scary. Okay. Wait, okay, don't touch anything. Okay, so with all of that as a build-up, what does AI think of us? I was really worried when the images that paintings and graphics that AI has generated were being shown, that you were going to show what I'm about to show. Someone working with AI just fed a bunch of really weird resolution. What?
Computer's working against you.
Yeah, this is great. So let's do this a slightly different way. Decided to try and get a computer to generate a bunch of classical art images in the style of Renaissance nudes. So now you're worried, is he going to show us some pictures of people? Well, I'm going to show you some pictures of what computers think naked people look like. So that's one of the results. So this is one of the results, and this is, okay, so this is what a naked human looks like according to artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence today? So artificial intelligence isn't just machine learning, but a lot of what artificial intelligence, most applied artificial intelligence systems today, is machine learning. What is machine learning? Well, let's see if I can pull this tab over to the other window. Oh no! So if you don't know XKCD, you should know XKCD. You don't need to see the bottom of this. It's just a mess, weird resolution situation going on. Machine learning, this is your machine learning system. Yep, you pour the data into this big pile of linear algebra to collect the answers on the other side. Well, if the answers are wrong, just stir the pile until they start looking right. Machine learning is statistics. It's linear algebra. It's dump a whole lot of data into the algorithms and see what comes out on the other side till you get some useful stuff. And is that a bad thing? No, it's really cool. As we heard, it can find cures for cancer. It can look at problems that we can't even understand our problems. It can find patterns in data that we can't see as humans. It can, some of the really cool stuff that artificial intelligence systems are doing, writing computer code that is solving problems so complicated that we cannot understand the solutions. That is really cool. That is really powerful. It also is really limited. It's solving a very discrete set of problems Very frequently, these are complexity-bounded problems with discrete solutions that are just so complicated that humans can't solve, but as Daniel was saying, they don't require lateral thinking. They don't require liberal arts style thinking. Is AI good? Is it coming for us? Well, based upon this talk so far, yes. Is it going to take our jobs? So there are some really fundamental, weird challenges. I don't think it's going to get to the point of taking our jobs. Why not? So I'm a law professor. I think in terms of regulation, we are scared to death of AI. You all might not be, but your ordinary people on the street are. Why is this? Well, we experience the world in ways different from artificial intelligence. This is what computers think we look like. This is what the machines think we look like. If you have things making decisions for humans, and they're making decisions for humans, thinking this is what we look like, the decisions are going to be different than the decisions that we are going to make knowing what we humans look like. Even if we're wrong, this could be more accurate. That's kind of a really important insight. The machines might have a more accurate understanding of what we want, who we are, than we do as individuals. We, humans, individually, you, me, we experience the world at a human and individual scale. We experience the world, we make decisions, we learn, we look for jobs, we change jobs at human speed. The machines, the algorithms, they operate at massive scale that we can't individually understand. They operate at speeds that we cannot comprehend. They experience the world, they operate in the world in a way that is fundamentally inhuman, in a way that we fundamentally do not understand or appreciate. And what do we do when things like that start to scare us? Well, you call up people like me, lawyers, people who make laws, and we go and talk to the computer scientists and tell them what they are not supposed to do and what they can't do. And then you hear from Daniel, who studies political economy, and he tells you, you don't want the lawyers, the politicians in charge, because they understand the world in an even worse way than the AI, the machines. And we get into this great big political mess. So I'm not sure if this is optimistic or pessimistic. A couple of questions I want to leave you with. These are building on the comments that we've already heard. First, really big question about employment, about jobs. It's entirely possible that AI is going to put a whole boatload of people out of jobs, out of work, for a short term, for a long-term period, who knows? Two big concerns about this. First, should we be thinking about compensating those who lose their jobs? Should we be thinking about, there's a big discussion, a big debate over the last 5-10 years about some form of universal basic income, about some bigger, broader social safety net perhaps. Another thing, one of the comments I made earlier is a glib comment. It's empirically not as well researched and understood as the international development folks will say, but there's a pervasive understanding, a very commonly held belief, that the number one cause of war in this world is unemployed male youth. When dudes don't have anything to do with their time, when they're in their teens and their 20s, they fight. And when you have two nations with a whole lot of unemployed, especially male youth, what do? They go to war. The person, incidentally, who has saved more lives than anyone else in the history of humanity is the person who invented soccer. Why is that? Because we channel our violent tendencies against other countries into soccer. It's great. We can go beat up our opponents without killing them. AI has the potential to create massive unemployment. Now, there was a really interesting point about productivity growth over the last 100 years. It's been massive. Why don't we all just work 2 hours a day and spend the rest of our time doing nothing, and we could still be living better quality lives than a generation or two ago? Why don't we do that? Well, we're curious people. We like doing stuff. We don't like being unemployed. We don't like doing anything. This is kind of a liberal arts sort of thinking. So we toil. We come up with things to do. And when I'm coming up with something to do, I could take up woodworking at home, or I could take up some other craft that lets me make money and get more stuff I'm making other people better off, I'm making myself better off. The impulse is to do stuff, and capitalism pushes us and channels us to doing stuff in a more productive way, so perhaps this unemployment concern isn't there. Next big question, next big thought that I want to leave you with. What is the adaptation rate versus the change rate? How quickly can humans change vocations, change jobs, develop new skills, compared to how quickly will jobs be taken away? That is a really important ratio. And we don't really know what the answer there is. But the rate at which we can adapt to change as a body of employee labor is really fundamental to understand. Last thing. This is a paper one of my friends is working on right now. Is tricking a robot hacking? Is lying to machines hacking? So machine learning algorithms, what do? They take all this data, they throw it into an algorithm, and they figure out how to govern our lives based upon that. I don't like that. I don't like the decisions that Facebook is making about me. And I will tell you, Facebook's machine learning algorithms are completely wrong. They think that I am an extreme liberal with an annual income of between $25,000 and $50,000 and $250,000 and $500,000. Neither of those is true. Neither of them can be true. In any event, what if I want Facebook not to know me? What if I want the algorithms to be wrong about me? I want to throw a wrench into the system. Arguably, that's a violation of federal law, the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act. There's a lot of discussion right now in the legal community. Should you be able to alter this sort of information? Should you be able to take self-defense mechanisms, precautions? Hard questions. The law has no idea what it's doing here. So I think you should probably be more scared of the law than the machines. Let me sit down.
Thank you, Professor Horowitz. Our final speaker is Dr. McClear. He is an assistant professor of the Department of Philosophy, and his work focuses on two areas of philosophy: the